Hello, Mr. Mehmet. I'm so glad you agreed to speak with us today. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good as well. It's very interesting times, difficult times that we are currently residing in, with the whole coronavirus epidemic stretching throughout the world, especially here in America. It's really bad. Apparently, we're about to reach 1 million people infected. But how is the virus affecting you personally, you and your family?
As a self-employed person, and this coronavirus is affecting us very badly, because I was driving in the Uber and Lyft, and then it's about this coronavirus. Nobody wants to go somewhere, and everybody stay at home. That means we cannot make any money. Right now, is my income is down. Even I'm struggling to pay my rent, food, pay my utility bills, and I'm really in a tough time right now.
What do you do currently in order to try and make any income? What kind of work are you doing? How have you adapted?
As I told you, I was driving Uber and Lyft, rideshare. Right now is just I'm trying to make some money. I'm taking like a Instacart, like you shopping for somebody, or food delivery. I had Uber Eats, and I'm trying to make some money, but it's not enough income I have right now.
Did the stimulus check that the government signed into law and sent out to people, did you ever receive that?
Yes, I got that a couple of days ago.
Does it help you?
Yes, it's gonna help me, but my rent is right now is $1,800 a month, and that's mean is 1.5 months. It's going to help us, but besides that, I pay like around $300-400 for utilities and phone bills and grocery shopping and all other payments. I'm still short with the money wise.
Do you think that the federal government should give stimulus checks every month for the duration of this crisis? Basically, enact a law saying that everyone is going to receive a universal basic income to help with, bills and rent and mortgage payments and grocery shoppings and utilities until the crisis is over?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the better way than we can stay home during this tough times.
Instead of being forced to risk your health to go outside.
We do right now. Yeah, we put in risk our health, and we're trying to make some money. I have to go out to do something to get at least, minimum something to home. But if you get like that kind of government help until end of this coronavirus threatening, then it'll be great for us and all United States, because that means is coronavirus threat is going to be end more earlier.
And what else do you think that the federal government could do to properly respond and assist people who are being affected by the virus? For example, do you get hazard pay working for this self-employed job?
No.
No?
Besides that, I don't have the facial masks. I don't have gloves. We couldn't find it. We tried to buy online, and unfortunately, almost a month, I didn't receive anything. And those are like a basic necessities, like hand sanitizers and all other how do you guys say disinfectant things?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we don't have any now.
And do you think that in addition to lack of proper protective equipment, Are you concerned with the fact that the U.S. government hasn't implemented nationwide full testing for coronavirus? So people who want to get tested can't, or there's not enough tests to go around? Do you think that instead of spending money towards bailouts, should they spend that money for, universal basic income, maybe temporary Medicare for all, or maybe even like being able to do actual testing? Because right now testing is only 2% for each state.
Yeah. My opinion is government right now, didn't get this coronavirus too seriously. And I believe so many people, they lost their lives just about that, as early as possible, government start acting. This is serious issues, and we're going to lose like 55,000 people's life in all around the United States, and I don't think so. It's going to be that much. Just who is in charge right now? They didn't think, or they don't care how many people is going to die in the United States, and this is sad.
That is very sad indeed. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're going through these type of problems, but thank you so much for giving us your opinions and your thoughts. A lot of people around the states, according to surveys, feel the same way you do. There's currently over 22 million people who have filed for unemployment in the past month alone. And there are still people who don't have hazard pay. They don't even have access. The hospitals, even we're talking about hospital workers too. Hospital workers don't even have access to protective equipment. So it's really disappointing to see that 4 bills being made to giving corporations large sums of money to bail them out.
From Turkey, and when I speak with the family, and they live in Turkey, when I talk about them, I can't find the facial mask or sanitizer or some kind of protective equipment. They are really surprising. How you living in America and you cannot find those stuff? They're really, really in shock, and that's sad.
That is sad indeed. And unfortunately, from the way progress in the world of politics is going, that's not going to change. But I thank you again for talking to us. I'm sorry that you're going through this, and may your fortunes turn around soon.
Thank you.
It's disheartening to see that Mr. Dudek is only one example, one case of something that millions of people are suffering currently in the United States. It has been 2 months since this pandemic is officially declared, and yet we've had 4 bills passed the U.S. Congress that were major bailouts to multinational corporations and small businesses, and yet we're left with crumbs for the people. $4.4 trillion. Over that much money was spent on companies like Boeing or the cruise line industry or golf. Yet, all we have is a one-time payment check of $1,200, which a lot of people have not even received yet. If you don't have tax information with the IRS, you're probably not going to get that for a good month or 2. Who knows? We don't have hazard pay. We don't have universal basic income for the duration of this pandemic. We don't have universal health care. So people are out here, can't pay their rent, their bills, or losing their homes, or losing their livelihoods. And despite that, people are trying to adjust by doing gig jobs or desperately trying to file for unemployment. 22 million people. And despite that, we're still not seeing any concrete evidence that we're going to get the help we need. We know what we need. The evidence shows what we need. The people have declared what we need. And yet we're still probably not going to get that because the administration of this nation seems to put more stock in their donors and in themselves than they do the people. It's disappointing to see, and it's disappointing to know that there are millions of other people suffering the same thing.